All right, these are the 8-2 notes. It's multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. Okay, there are two ways I'm going to show you how to do this. There's two methods that the notes go through. One says horizontal method, which I'm going to teach you that, and another one is vertical method. I'm not teaching that. I don't recommend this vertical method. If you do some research and you like it, that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of it though, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. What I am going to show you though is how to do this horizontally, and I'm going to show you with the box method. Okay, so the first thing that we have here is we're finding each product. We are multiplying the sum of 5x and x squared by x. So what you're going to do is you're going to distribute this x to both of these. So if you want to rewrite this, you can. You have x times 5x plus x times x squared. Okay, this is why the last chapter was so important about all the exponent rules, because here they come in handy. Whenever you're multiplying, okay, you have to add your exponents. And the ones that don't have an exponent, I'm going to put it on there just so we can see. Okay, so I'm going to do this first part right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. So you just have a 5, so I'm going to put my 5. And then I have x, and 1 plus 1, because when you multiply, you add your exponents. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. Okay, then for the second part over here, okay, this is the second part that I'm looking at. When you multiply, you add exponents. So my base, I'll write this in green, so here we go. So plus, my base is x, and when I add my exponents, 1 plus 2, that is 3. Okay, you can't combine it, so this right here is your final answer. All right, another way that you can do this is called the box method, and I got a little bit of space. Okay, so to do the box method, I'll do it in pink. I'm going to have one row, okay, and 2 columns. On the outside of my row, I'm going to write what I'm multiplying by, so I'm multiplying it by x. And on the top, I'm going to write what I have. So I have 5x, and I have plus the x squared. Okay, so what you just do is you multiply these. So x times 5x is 5x squared. X times x squared is x cubed. So your final answer here is 5x squared plus x cubed. And you can see these two things are the same answer. So whichever way you like to do it, I'll do both ways a couple more times so you can see. But the box method, so this right here is your box method. This is just an easier way to kind of keep your work organized. All right, so let's move on to number 2. So number 2, you have to distribute the x to everything inside. So if you want to rewrite it, you can. You have x times 4x squared plus x times 3x plus x times 2. Okay, and now I can simplify. So first, I'm going to start off with my x times 4x squared. And so what I get here, I have my 4. And don't forget, my exponent here is a 1. So I'm going to put my 1s on all these real quick. And a 1 here. Okay, so what I have, whenever you multiply, you add exponents. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, now I'm going to focus on the middle part. So this section right here is what I'm going to focus on. So I have a 3, and then x, and then when you multiply, you add exponents. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And then the last little section I'm going to focus on is the x times 2. And you just put those two together and you get 2x. Okay, and so that's it. If you decide to do box method, so box method would look like this. So you have one row, and you're going to have 3 columns. So up here is x, and then you have 4x squared, you have positive 3x, and you have a positive 2. And then you can multiply it this way. 4x squared times x would be 4x cubed, 3x is 3x squared, and x times 2 is 2x. And again, you'll rewrite it with your plus signs, and you can tell that these two are the same. All right, so it doesn't matter which way you decide to do these. I'm going to do the horizontal method though, just because that's the way that I like to write these. But if you like the box method, you do what floats your boat. So for this one, we have negative 4ax times 10 plus we have this negative 4ax times 3x. Okay, so when I look at this first part, the only thing that I can multiply is the 10 and negative 4. That's it, because those are my, they're not exponents, so I can multiply those two. Negative 4 times 10, that gives me negative 40, and then we just have this a and the x. Okay, when I look over here to the other side, when I look at this piece, there's two things here that I see. I can do negative 4 times this 3, and then the other thing that I have is I have this x and this x. Okay, so let's start with a negative 4 times 3. So negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. I have an a, and then remember your invisible exponent on these are ones. So when I multiply, I add them, and so x times x is x squared. And there's nothing else you can combine, so that's your final answer. So again, if you like to do the box method, you can rewrite it, kind of organize it a little bit more. Okay, next one. So what I'm going to do again is distribute this 3y to everything. I'm going to rewrite it, so I have 3y times a negative 4x plus 3y times negative 6x cubed plus 3y times a negative 2y. Okay, we're going to take it piece by piece. So first piece I'm going to look at is this right here. Okay, I can multiply 3 and negative 4 to get negative 12. And then I have an x and I have a y. And I'm putting it in alphabetical order. Okay, the second piece I'm going to look at is this right here. I have a 3 and a negative 6. I'm going to multiply, give me negative 18. And then I have x cubed and a y. Can't combine anything there. Okay, and then I have this last little piece that I have 3 times the negative 2 to give me negative 6. Now here you have a y and a y. So there's my exponents. When you multiply, because it's the same base, so when I multiply those, you add the exponents. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And there's nothing else I can combine, so that's your final answer. Alright. Okay, and then I gotta go over here to these, to 3 and 6. So for number 3, again, I'm going to distribute this, so I have negative 2xy times y plus negative 2xy times 4x squared. Okay, so starting off with the first little part, make that blue. Okay, so I'm going to look at this part first. So I have a negative 2. There's no other integers down there, so there's negative 2. And then I have an x. No other x's in the highlighted blue part. And then for my y's, okay, I have an exponent of 1, exponent of 1. Since those are the same base, I can multiply those, and when you multiply, you add exponents, so 1 plus 1 is 2. Alright, and then the second part, I'm going to look over here at this. Okay, I have a negative 2 and a positive 4 to multiply. That gives me negative 8. I do have this x here and an x squared I can combine. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And then I have a y. And I cannot combine those, so that's my final answer. Okay, and then let's go down here to number 6. So for number 6, I'm going to distribute. So I'm going to rewrite this. I have 2x squared y squared times 3xy plus 2x squared y squared times the 2y plus 2x squared y squared times the 5x. Alright, here we go. We're going to break this down. Start with the first piece right here. Okay, I'm going to look at my whole numbers. So I have 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Then I have my base of x. Okay, so don't forget these all have 1's in here. So I'm going to start with x. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then for my y, 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm done with the first piece. Okay, now I'm going to look here at the middle. So again, 2 times 2 is 4. So I have plus 4. I just have an x squared. And then again, don't forget to put the 1 for the exponent on the y. So I have the base of y. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, and then I'm going to focus on the last little piece right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the exponent of 1 on the x. And here we go, we have 2 times 5, so that's 10. X, I have 2 plus 1 is 3, and then I just have a y squared left over. And x cubed, x squared, y cubed, x cubed, y squared. None of those are the same, so that's my final answer. right. Okay, let's see. So now it says simplify each expression. And yeah, we'll do a couple of these. Okay, so simplify each expression. So here I'm going to go ahead and distribute my x. So what I have here, I'll have x times 3x, and then I'll have plus x times a negative 4, and then I'll have minus 5x. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and split this up again. Start here at the front. X times 3x, so I have the exponents of 1 and 1. So when I write this, I just have 3x, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, in the middle, I have x times this negative 4. So when I put that together, that's just negative 4x. And then I'm going to bring down that I have back here, just some minus 5x. Now, I see though I can combine two things. I can combine the negative 4x and this negative 5x because they're like terms. So I still have a 3x squared. When I combine negative 4 and negative 5, I get negative 9, so negative 9x. There's nothing else I can combine, so that's my final answer. All right, let's see. The next one that I have is number 8. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute this negative x. Okay, and I have negative x times 2x squared plus negative x times negative 4x, and then we have this minus 6x squared hanging back. Okay, so I'm going to look at the first part. First part is negative x times 2x squared, so when I go ahead and rewrite that, this is a negative 1 in the front, so negative 1 times 2 is a negative 2. There's an exponent here, so I have my base of x, 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, in the middle, I have negative x times a negative 4x. So again, there's a negative 1 in front of the x, so negative 1 times negative 4 is a positive 4. Don't forget you have exponents of 1 on those x's, so 1 plus 1 is 2, so this will give me x squared. And then I just have this negative 6x squared hanging in the back. Okay, but what I noticed though is these are like terms, you see right here. So I'm going to go ahead and combine those. So we still have negative 2x cubed. And when I do 4 minus 6, I get negative 2. So there's negative 2x squared. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom out so you can see the next problem. All right, number 9. So number 9, I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 4n to everything inside. And I have a negative n I have to distribute to everything inside. There we go. Okay, so 4n times 3n squared plus 4n times n plus 4n times negative 4 plus negative n times 3 plus negative n times negative n. Ooh, and I'm running out of space. Okay, here we go. This is a lot. Starting with the first, you have 4 times 3, which is 12. And then we have a 1 on the end. Same base, 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, starting with the middle. So here's the next piece. This is my next piece. We have 4 times 1, so that's just 4. Don't forget your exponents are 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. And then the next piece, I have 4n times this negative 4. Okay, so for that, 4 times negative 4 is a negative 16, and then you just have an n. Then the next piece that I have, I'll do it in like a lighter green, is this piece right here. Negative n times 3, you just put those together and get negative 3n. And then the last piece that I have, negative n times a negative n. So negative times a negative is a positive. Don't forget you have 1s on these, same base, so 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, so now let's go through and see what we have. You have an n cubed, so 12n cubed. Okay, then I see that I have a 4n squared here and an n squared here. So 4 plus that 1, that gives me 5 of those n squareds. And then I also see, we'll do a different color. Okay, I also see I have these n's right here. So 16 and 3, that gives me negative 19n. All right. And we have one more that looks like this. Okay, so here we have a 2b that we're going to have to distribute. Okay, so 2b that we're going to have to distribute. And we have a negative 3b that we have to distribute. Don't forget, you're distributing the whole thing, okay, this whole thing. So we have 2b times b squared plus 2b times 4b plus 2b times 8. And when you get really good at this, you don't have to do this step, okay? Negative 3b times 3b squared. Negative 3b times 9b. Negative 3b times negative 18. All right, now we're going to go piece by piece. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start up here. Okay, so you have a 2. You have the same base. When you multiply, you add your exponents. Next little piece. 2 times 4 is 8. So you have plus 8. Then you have the same base. Add your exponents. And then we'll do the next piece. Okay. So this one, you have 2 times 8 is 16. And then you just have 1b. Now we're on to the next part. We'll do light green. So we have this right here. Negative 3 times a positive 3 is a negative 9. 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, let me change some colors up. And then we have the next little piece right here. So for that, we have negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. And again, 1 and 1, so that would be 2. So it would be squared. And then the last little piece that we have, we'll do a lighter purple. This last little piece we have negative 3b and negative 18. There we go. You can multiply negative 18 and negative 3 together. So just make sure you remember that because they are negative, a negative times a negative is a positive. So negative 3 times negative 18 is a positive 54. And you have the letter B. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do is combine like terms. So first thing that I see that I'm going to combine are my cubes. So I have this 2b cubed and negative 9b cubed. So I'm going to rewrite that. 2 and negative 9, that gives me negative 7b cubed. Okay, then I have a 8. Let me see, I'm going to change that to like a green. I have an 8b squared. And I have a negative 27b squared. So whenever you combine those, an 8 and 27, you will get negative 19. So let me go back to my color. So negative 19b squared. And then the last little one that we have, I have 16 b's here. I have 54 b's here. So whenever you combine those, when you do 16 plus your 54, you will get 70. So plus 70b. And that's it. Okay, so that's the first half. This is what we're going to be doing pretty much for just one day, is multiplying these. So I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to do the part 2 notes down here in just a second. So we'll go ahead and stop right here.